Hare Krishna. So today we are going to discuss on a very exciting and an interesting topic. The topic is, why do we perform Aarti? Now many times people have this question, what is the need to perform Aarti? In fact, why do we spend so much of our time, energy and money on performing this ritual? Now let's try and understand what exactly is ritual. Now ritual is not just some religious or a spiritual activity which we have performed, that is ritual. In fact, ritual is a regular part of our life. Let's take an example of birthday. When somebody has a birthday, the person comes, there's a cake, and then we have a candle, and the person then blows the candle. And what happens? Everybody claps and congratulates him. Similarly, we see the example herein that although there is no connection between birthday and blowing a candle, but still people do this because it enhances their experience. So this is nothing but a ritual. Let's take an example of a cricket match. A cricketer scores a 4 or a 6, and the audience sitting in a stadium applauds him and claps him and makes nice noises. So externally there is no connection between cricket and the audience, but still there's a lot of connection because the cricketer who is playing, he gets inspired by that effect. So this is very important. Similarly, when we perform Aarti in the temple, when there is a ritual of singing for the pleasure of the Lord, like that, so this ritual enhances the experience of a devotee, at the same time it pleases the Lord. Now let's try and understand what exactly is an Aarti. Aarti is a profound act of selfless devotion to the Supreme Lord. The example is given of a father and a son. Just like a son goes to his father on his birthday and tell his father that, my dear father, please give me 50 rupees. And the father is asking, why do you want 50 rupees? He said, my dear father, please give me. And the father lovingly gives him 50 rupees. And this small son goes to the market and buys a nice pen and goes to his father and tells him, my dear father, happy birthday, this is for you. And the father, taking the gift, becomes very happy. With tears of joy in his eyes, he thanks his son. But externally, when we see, the money given by his father, and with the same money, the son has bought a pen and he's giving to his father. But this has love and gratitude, and the father is pleased with that. Similarly, Aarti is nothing but offering the gifts which are in the creation given by God again back to God, and that is Aarti. In fact, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says in the 7th chapter, verse number 4, Bhumir apo analo vayu khammano buddhir evacha ahankaram itiyam me bhinna prakriti ashtada. Krishna is telling that there are 5 gross elements which are coming from him and 3 subtle elements which are coming from him. So when we perform this Aarti, we are actually offering all this element back to God. Let's take an example. When we perform an Aarti, what do we generally offer? We offer an incense, agarbatti, then we offer deep, a lamp, then some scented water, then some cloth, flower, then fan like chamara or peacock fan, right? So when we perform an Aarti, we have the earth element is represented by incense sticks like agarbatti, the flower and the cloth. The air aspect is represented by the fans which we do, the chamara and the peacock fans. The fire element is represented by the ghee lamps, the deepa. Similarly, the water aspect is represented by the water, the arghya. And lastly, the ether is represented by the auspicious sound of conch shell and bells, which is very pleasing to the Lord. So this is the gross 5 elements. And what about the subtle? So there are 3 subtle elements like mind, intelligence and false ego. Now how does a mind represents in an Aarti? By chanting of mantras and kirtan. this is very pleasing to the Lord. How does an intelligence represent in an Aarti? The intellectual focus which is performed in an Aarti, that is how it represents the intelligent aspect. And lastly, the ego. This is very important, because when a person, a pujari, a devotee, when he is offering any article, he is offering in his true ego that, my dear Lord, I am your servant, please accept this, and he offers obeisances. So this exactly is a true ego. One very interesting thing in his Aarti is, how do we offer an Aarti? Many times we must have seen in a temple, how do people offer Aarti? They perform Aarti in circular manner, right? Now if you have ever seen a circle, what does a circle represent? Circle represents a center, right? So there is always a center. Similarly, when we are doing Aarti, what does it represent? It represents that God is always center of our life, and we should always remember that and always try to please Him, keeping Him in the center. So this is the significance of Aarti. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.